Rewatching Stranger Things Season 4 reminded me about something I deeply forgot, that the show is actually good. It's massive, it's emotional, it's terrifying, and way more cohesive than people give it credit for. But to me, and I think for everyone else, the honest answer about why people lose steam with Stranger Things is the time between seasons. It's just ridiculous. The cast is aging out of roles, the momentum keeps dying, and ultimately, Netflix needs to do better. I'm Sage Patel, and I love all things science fiction and fantasy. I'm also author of a series called Tarak that combines a bit of both, and you should check it out. Season 4 is one of those rare seasons that when you actually rewatch it, it's getting better. On the first watch, I felt that the episodes were a little bit too long and a little bit drawn out. On the rewatch, it felt way tighter. But every storyline is actually building to something, I guess in hindsight knowing that, right? The Hawkins plot, the Russia plot, the Max plot, the Vecna plot, ultimately Eleven's past all culminating into one. They're all engineered to collide, like every single storyline. Once you know where it's heading, the tension feels sharper, more important, definitely not slower. The key strengths of the Season 4 rewatch, which I highly recommend everyone do, is Vecna is a real threat. He's not symbolic, he's actual horror. The emotional arcs are perfect. You get Max, Eddie, Nancy, Hopper, all getting their own very fleshed out, fully emotional story arcs. The visuals hold up, from the Creel house to the Upside Down to everything in between. They actually still look pretty good a couple years later. And I think revisiting the iconic music of Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill does make you feel something, which is what this is all about. It reminded me why the show became such a cultural event. It's not just the nostalgia, it's the execution. And of course, the big elephant in the room is the fact that the cast is aging out. They're all in their early to late to mid 20s. Really, Bobby Brown is married with a kid and she's still playing a high schooler. She's playing this unsure high schooler who's becoming a superhero. And it's weird. It's no shade to the actors, no shade to her, no shade to anyone. It's just the situation that's presented itself. They're all doing the best that they can, which means they're going to use a lot of CGI to make sure that certain elements of it makes them feel and look younger than they really are. But it's a noticeable disconnect. They've outgrown their roles. And I hope it's not distracting leading into Season 5. Because even for Season 4, it felt that way. All this to say, separate from the show, Netflix cannot keep doing their multi-year age gaps between shows that are coming-of-age stories. If you have ones that are older, fleshed-out characters, sure, you could probably get away to 2 to 3 years in terms of the cast, but not if they're growing up right now simultaneously with the show. It kills momentum, it kills realism, and for me, maybe I'm speaking just for myself, it kills audience investment. You know, this 3.5 year age gap between each season, it's not working for me across all shows, but neither here nor there. Netflix loves dropping their entire seasons all at once, and I love that aspect of it, but at the same time, it's still detracting from the fact that in between this, massive binge you go years as a drought. And again, the Duffer Brothers, they deliver quality. There's no question, but the pipeline is broken. And what it comes down to is the fact that we all have to rewatch a show right before it comes out, which I don't like doing. I had to do this in order to remember what even happens to get into Season 5. And that's bad because the emotional, fanaticism sort of dies out. Your fan theories start to die out. Younger actors age out of what the story really requires out of them. And not necessarily for this case, but in general, the audience does move on. The only show I think that could have gotten away with 3-year gaps, especially for just later seasons, is Game of Thrones, and that's it. But going back to Season 4, I think it has some of the best writing and the best pacing in the series so far, and I'm assuming they're going to take that momentum and just launch into Season 5. Highlights that stand out for me on this rewatch: I think Max's storyline is brilliant and devastating and wonderfully performed. Eddie Munson is one of the best temporary characters you could have thrown into this universe. And honestly, for everything that's happened to him afterwards, like Joseph Quinn's been crushing it. He's gotten to major Hollywood roles after this, and this has been the starting point, and he was only in it for 1 season. Hopper's Russian arc hits way harder when you know the way it lands. And of course, the favorite thing for me is Vecna's origin and how it ties into the mythology of everything that's been happening so far, because the lore to me is all that matters. The season felt massive but controlled. It doesn't really waste time. And the Creel house sequences had this the haunting of Bly House and the haunting of Hill House kind of vibe to it, which I was kind of excited about. And this season rewatch made me genuinely excited for the finale, just to kind of see how it all finally comes together. Although we can probably admit that one of the things that's going to happen is Eleven screaming with her hand out, blood rushing down, music, kind of enveloping it, and then something iconic happening. So we're all expecting that anyway, but at the same time, still excited. Season 4 ends like a fuse being lit. The Upside Down's merging with reality. The group is finally reunited, and the villain is evolving. Season 5 doesn't really have any room to coast. They don't get to warm up or take their time. I really think they should just be jumping right into it. Emotionally and narratively, and the years-long waiting, if they just hit the action sequence and jump us right into what we need to see without the build-up, I think this is exactly how you should start it. For me, the key expectations is the stakes must escalate. The mythology needs clarity. No new add-ons to things that we've seen so far. The characters need real danger, not plot armor. Like, someone kind of sort of needs to die, and the pacing must be relentless. Season 4 proved that the show can still very much deliver. Now Season 5 has to finish what it started. Again, rewatching Season 4 finally reminded me about why I love and loved this show, and why the wait has been actually so annoying. The quality is still there, the hype is real, but Netflix needs to stop dragging these series. Viewers do deserve better than 3-year age gaps. I'm Sage Patel, and this is my breakdown of Stranger Things Season 4. For more honest reviews and deep dives, please like, subscribe, and comment for comments, questions, concerns. And please check out my own world, my novel Tarek, Blood Dictates All. And for Stranger Things Season 5, if you do not hit every single thing out of the park, then this wait will not have been worth it.